This is Jane Gardner, and welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. Today, it's World Domination Wednesday, where we talk about your customers that you want, and how to make them happy. So far, we've looked at who are your customers, how to get your customers, or my way to get the customers, and then now we're talking about how to keep them happy with customer service. So we've already had a couple of episodes on customer service, and this is the third one. So welcome. I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband for 20 years in our structural engineering firm in Western Canada. Came out onto the internet about 3 years ago in order to help others with their business. So let's get started and talk about some of the things that you can do for your customers. And so who are your customers? Well, everyone is not your customer, according to Seth Godin. I would certainly agree. We've already looked at how to find your ideal customers, because your ideal customers are those who want your solution to their problem, or they want your solution to fulfill their desire. And of course, World Domination Wednesday is all about your customer and how to get them and how to keep them so that you become their world in terms of the product or service anyway. There are over 3.4 billion internet users online today, because this is over 5 months ago. It's very quickly growing, and you should be able, with your brand messaging, which we do on Tuesday, and get your message out Tuesday, and your skills and knowledge about your website, which we learn about on Jill or Jack of All Trades Thursday, and the free software and tools on Friday, on Freebie Fridays, and Saturday, all the systems we can put up to free up our time so we can get more clients, and Sunday about strategy for your business plan, and of course mindset, the most important thing on Monday on Solopreneur Success Strategy. You should be able to find your customers. So we looked at who is your customer, and you might know who they are, and you know what you want to give them, and then you have to find out where to find them, and then have to know when and how they like to buy. And of course, we also looked at the ideal customer experience through your business, so that if you provide those features of an ideal customer experience, they will come back and buy from you again and again. For those who missed those episodes, you can catch up on them at jgtips.com/YouTube. So we've also looked at converting your prospects into customers, and I won't go into too much detail about that because we had a lot, at least 4 episodes there you can look at on the YouTube. But basically, knowing the personality of the other person that who might be your customer or prospect, you should be able to use your selling style in order to make your business attractive to their buying style. So detecting a person's buying style, you can be more successful as a salesperson, of course, with training, which I provide. And I have an offer on that at You and Your Sales Style at jgtips.com/p-style, where we look at customer-focused selling, looking at the very basic level of our personality. We have a personal style that is indicative of who we are and we were born with, and then we develop a personality from there, so that there are different selling styles as well as different customer buying styles. And being able to detect a customer's buying style, you will be more successful as a seller. So that's what that course is all about. And we've been looking at what is good customer service and what it really means. And of course, at the very simple level, it's having pleasant, friendly, and patient staff, and make it always about the customer. And then there's a process of customer service. When a customer may have an issue, you listen to the issue, you acknowledge that you understand what they're talking about, you ask them a few questions, get more details about what the actual issue is, confirm with them as this is how you understand what they think is the issue, and then provide some solutions to their issue, and then check with the customer that that is what they feel is appropriate and they're happy with that solution to the issue. And that's good customer service. And we looked at the mindset of a customer service rock star. He is a customer service rockstar because he looks at complaints as opportunities to discuss and talk with the customer. They know that there's always a solution somehow, and that customer service doesn't end at quitting time. And you have to stay with your customers until they're satisfied and show them how to do things themselves if they're having issues. So make sure you have plenty of tutorials and trainings on your website if that's what your business is. We looked at that last week. Well, today, customer complaints are opportunities, as we mentioned. They're great feedback as to what might be some of the issues with your product or service or your website or your business. And disgruntled customers can often turn into your biggest fans after good service. And I think I might have not deleted my slides from last week. So there's always a solution, and to solve a problem, make it your own and find other ways to satisfy impossible problems. So let's go on to this week. So one of the things that a lot of websites I certainly have noticed with businesses have missed out on is making sure they have a frequently asked questions or knowledge database on their website. This helps to streamline your customer service if you have a frequently asked question area. So with your business, either do it on your own or with your rest of your employees. Brainstorm and start with all the questions that people may have previously asked and put those all down. And then ask each employee to write down each question as it arrives into the question area. And certainly you can do that yourself if you're handling your own frequently asked questions or customer service. Or you can ask your outsourcer company that is doing it in order to write down all the questions that they get, and then figure out what policies you can create if you have forgotten to do them from the questions that are given in your customer service phone line. So, for example, what is your policy when it comes to something in error? Are you willing to give a refund after 30 days, 60 days, 100 days, all time? You have to turn your policy statements into questions and make sure that you have the answers to those questions. So look at your competitors. You might find that they have frequently asked questions that you can certainly use yourself. So there's usually very standard questions about the guarantee or the policy about returns, etc. So why start at the beginning if you know what some of the ideas are for frequently asked questions? So brainstorm a list of questions and then get ideas for questions from your competitors' website or business and list it all out and see what you can do. And then go through and answer each of the questions and edit them. Make them into a list of questions with answers, and then organize your frequently asked questions into subtopics. Maybe get another business to create the knowledge database for you if that's taking up too much of your time. And then also put a form somewhere on your website or on the frequently asked questions area and ask for feedback on the frequently asked questions. Ask them, was it helpful for them to come to this information and see the frequently asked questions, or were you missing some of the questions that they needed answered? And certainly having a form that they could fill out, maybe quickly say, oh, this was a question that I had, and then you get someone to answer that question quicker. This would be a good way to have good customer service. So a frequently asked question area is always a work in progress, so you might actually outsource the actual creation of the frequently asked questions area on your website in terms of printing out, creating the questions and answers. And you're never done writing a frequently asked questions, so it's always good to get your employees to answer and write down each and every question that comes in, and you can create a database. And when they're the same questions, of course, you don't need to create another frequently asked questions. You just make a list of the ones that are unique and keep it updated. So there, that wasn't too hard, was it? Very easy thing to do. Frequently asked questions. One of the things that people forget to do. It certainly makes it easier for your customer if they come to your website, if you have information on what your policy is in terms of returns, or if they're having trouble getting into our membership and they want to figure out how to do that, or they're having trouble with your product or service and how to work with it. So it looks like this is going to be something I'm going to have to work with on my website because I don't have one either. But I think from all the experience and from all your experience of being on websites and through businesses, if similar to yours, I think I could probably start with at least 20 frequently asked questions right now that I have every time I go to a business that is similar to mine. So this is another thing for you to do on your list, but it's an important thing if you want to have great customer service. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe or comment on my YouTube channel at jgtips.com/YouTube if you have any questions or would like to have a topic covered that we haven't so far in customer service. So thank you for listening.